Boom. We are live, episode 69, giggity of the Brownwater Banter podcast. We have Captain Devin Weaver here from South Eastern Sportfishing Company. Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it right.
Damn, I nailed it, bro. Right out the gate. Right out the gate. I'm going to even flash that logo right out the gate, too. Boom, there it is. South Eastern Sportfishing Company. We are in the new studio today, as you may be able to tell. It's our first episode here. In the Jam Room Music Center right here on Gormflow Road in D'Iberville. We're happy to be here, man. COVID sucked ass, and it had to shut down and digital internet only for a while. Learned a few things. We're going to continue to implement or utilize, I should say, the internet. But, man, we're glad to be back in a studio and talking to people face-to-face. Before we jump into the episode, I'm Jared Seymour.
I'm Joe Case.
We almost skipped that, man. That's
our
shtick, man. That's our shtick. Before we jump into the episode, we want to thank our sponsor, the guy who keeps this podcast, helps us keep it rolling. It's Dr. Robbie Williams and his staff. We're going to flash them on the screen right there. If you're looking for a great dentist locally here in town, man, go check him out. He's got a super friendly staff. They've updated all their protocols, which it was already good because it's medical. But for the COVID-19 stuff, man, they're keeping everything clean, everything safe. Go check them out, southernmagnoliasmiles.com, or you can give them a call at 228-215-1202. Tell them the Brownwater Banter Boys sent you. And Joey, remind the people what they get. It's a special discount, special gift.
As soon as you sit down, teeth cleaning, whatever you do, getting teeth clean, free toothbrush, free toothpaste, and a free floss on Dr. Robbie. You don't get that anywhere.
You don't get that anywhere. We're high-level shit we're doing here. That's
so when you get your teeth clean, automatically free toothbrush right off the bat.
Damn, I gotta find this guy.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Dude. Yeah, he's over on Washington Avenue, man. Go check him out. All right, let's jump into the episode here, and let's man, like I said, we're glad to be back in the studio. Let's talk fishing, man. So Devin, you run Southeastern Sportfishing. Did I get it right?
Yes,
got it right again.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2, bro. I'm unstoppable tonight. Dude, how'd you get started into fishing? Joey mentioned before we went on the air, bro. Like you've been fishing since you were what? 15?
Shit,
probably before that.
4. I got a picture of me when I was 4 years old. Me and my dad on that old regulator he had fishing chandelier. I remember Wade fishing chandelier, riding on his back, catching trout and redfish that were longer than I was.
Yeah,
redfish, not trout, obviously. But I mean, when I was a kid, that's all I did with my dad growing up.
So, needless to say, it's in your blood. It's
ain't no doubt. There's salt water flowing through these veins. I promise you.
That's right, man. And then, so you take it from growing up doing it when you're a kid with your dad, and like, you know, people that do it, y'all know, man. It's like once it gets in your blood, you got all those memories of your childhood. Like, it feels to me like home when you go back out there,
it's
right?
It's just what it is. And Chandelier Island's my biggest thing. I mean, I know I do a lot of other stuff, but every time I go to Chandelier Island, I can see me and my dad when I was a kid riding them skiffs. I can see me and my dad with waders on in the middle of January or November was the biggest thing. We'd leave after Thanksgiving dinner at lunch. My mama would always get on her ass. We'd leave early. And I had the boat at Thanksgiving dinner, and off we go to Chandelier. And, I mean, I can picture it like
it was yesterday.
It was yesterday, you know. And every time you go back, it's like you feel it in your soul, in your heart. It's like, man, this is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to do.
That's it,
dude. When that summertime hits and you hit the water, whether you're hanging out at
that
Deer
sunshine and that sunburn on your face
boat
at night when you get in that shower, oh God, it feels good.
Yeah,
all I do is get in my boat now. This cold weather is killing us, man.
Yeah.
I got my boat the other day, and I felt the feeling coming on. I felt Horn Island come back on. I felt Ship Island come back on. I was good.
Yeah, it's you know, I feel like this is the first year in a long time that we've actually got a winter. I don't know how long it's been.
I hate right now. It's good for mosquitoes and killing stuff like that, but as far as fishing and stuff like that, I don't like getting out of it.
No, that cold weather wahoo fishing's all right, but the rest of it,
yeah,
I don't like the cold spray in the face.
Well, that's when it's time to go hunting. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all right.
Anyway.
I guess.
So anyway, so obviously you grew up doing that, and then you know you get older and you decided that you want to make a business out of it, right? Or is it just like what made the transition from hobbies to business?
What happened to me was, and I'll go ahead and shout him out, Captain Jerry McClure with Biloxi Blue Water Charters. When I think I just turned 16.
For people that don't know, you're only how old again?
I'm 22 years
old. Okay, yeah. Let's lead with that while we tell you.
I'm the youngest guy, I believe, out of everybody I know that does this.
There's no
shit.
I'm definitely the young buck.
All right, tell this story, and then I'm going to flash one of these photos that we just put up there a minute ago.
When I was like 16 years old, a guy that works with us, with my family's got a little construction company. I work for my dad full-time, you know, family business. But guy that works for us offered me to go run an overnight tuna trip. Never caught a tuna in my life. Didn't know nothing about it. And make a little money as a deckhand on this charter boat with Biloxi Blue Water Charters.
Right.
And I was like, man, how do you get this? This is awesome. Let me go, And I went and ran the trip, had a great time. He liked me. He kept me around. I ended up working for him all summer. We had a blast, made some good money at 16, 17 years old. Couldn't ask for nothing more. I was doing everything I wanted to do.
Right. Fishing
and I
all
grew
day.
a passion for it. And I was like, man, I got to make a hobby out of this job somehow, but still stay with my family and work with the business and everything else. And so that's kind of what I did. I just saved up a little bit of money, not a lot. I had a little boat I sold back to my dad, gave me a little money to put down on a boat, and off I went.
Off you went, off to the races.
And
right?
that was it, and now here I am doing this, and I love it. Like I said, I look forward to every day for a phone call or a message. I enjoy. It's a passion. It's not a
job,
Right.
right?
It's not a job. When I go, man, I got to go fishing. I got a trip.
You love
Saturday.
it.
I got a trip on Sunday. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want to go fishing.
Absolutely.
I don't. It doesn't bother me at all.
Now, when you Southeastern, what do y'all fish at? Will y'all fish blue water? Y'all fish inshore? What do y'all do?
I do a little bit of everything. We go fish the train bridge if y'all want to.
Right.
I'll go up the river and bounce bars. I don't care. We do from tuna fishing, marlin fishing, wahoo, dolphin, blue water trips. We'll do some Chandelier Island wade fishing for speckled trout, redfish, so on and so forth. Rig fishing's a big thing, especially during snapper season. Everybody, loves to come catch snapper. And which is normally May, June, sometimes into July. Just depends on what the state gives us for a season.
Which ain't much.
It ain't much usually, but
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that conversation.
Yeah, well, we can.
Might as well in a minute here. Let's go. We'll save that.
Well,
Stay tuned. We got that coming up.
Do you run two boats or you run one boat?
I'm just running one boat right now. My Hydrosport, the one. He's got it.
Yeah, where's that picture at?
Somewhere.
I got it right here.
Yeah, just got a big nasty wrap on it.
But
Too,
just got it back yesterday.
Yeah.
Y'all don't mind the bottom paint on it, but I ain't had time to paint it yet.
That sucker looks good, man.
I appreciate it.
Hey, it's up right now. It's flashed on the screen. So describe it. You know what it looks like in your head. Tell us a little bit about it.
I got a 33 Hydrosport with 3 triple engine Yamaha 250 horsepower piece.
That's a beauty right there.
We can run on a good day, slick, calm, pretty with a little bit of chop to get some air into the boat. I can run about 59, 60, 62 miles an hour if I want to.
Woo.
But I'm burning the piss out of fuel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I cruise about 35, 40 knots and I'm happy. Very comfortable boat, heavy boat, holds plenty of fuel. Got a little head down in the console that I just got fixed finally.
Yeah.
So for the ladies and everything else, they can go down, do their thing, whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
But big dry boat, that's the biggest thing. I don't like getting sprayed in the face.
That ain't no lie.
And if it costs me 10 knots, I don't care. I don't want to get wet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you ain't fishing like bass tournaments where you necessarily.
Yeah, no. I ain't running in the river.
I
mean, we fish in 5 foot seas. We fish in 0.5 foot seas. Whatever it may be.
Yeah. Now, what are you doing with this boat? You trailering it, or you got a lawn? Dock?
As of right now, I'm trailering it, and I meet my customers at Brittany Avenue Boat Ramp.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm in the water and done set. When they get there, I'm floating. When they leave, I'm floating. But we got a little fish cleaning table down there now. This coming up year, I've got a little deal worked out down at the Boardwalk Marina. I'll be running out of Galat Seafood Restaurant.
Okay.
Sean
Yeah.
Galat down at the restaurant, and another good buddy of mine that just recently got involved in the Boardwalk Marina. So we'll have a slip.
So that's
there.
coming back. That's opening back up.
It is
right?
opening back up. I
Okay.
don't know when. He's hoping about a month or so from now, but it won't be long for sure. But
That's an awesome spot.
it's a fine place. It's kind of hidden and tucked away, but I mean,
Yeah,
there's
but
so
it's right
much
there.
potential down there,
Yeah, it's
man.
right-
It's just
I mean, you run a fish, you run charter all day, and you get beat. I mean, the sun's beat down on you.
you get tired, you
Yeah.
get done, you come
Get
back,
done.
you go upstairs. Customers get them a good cold beer. Hell, Brooke up there, the bartender, Sean's, good friend. She'll bring me down a little bushwhacker while I clean fish, clean the boat,
Ain't nothing better.
drink
than
a
that.
drink. It don't get much better.
That's kind of like how a Wahoo's is or was, at least, right? People would come in kind of after being on the water all day long and then pull in there. Now, you wasn't picking your boat up and storing it, but it had a good vibe on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That was the spot. to be.
No, Wahoo's is still popular
Wahoo's still
now.
there?
Yeah. But that's what's going down at
At
Galat.
Galat.
Yeah.
Galat's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
in my opinion, Galatz is getting a little more popular than Wahoo's was.
Yeah.
Well, good for them because I know they had
And-
a following at Wahoo. So Sean ought to be doing all right.
All them restaurants that's been in there, man, they've struggled, but Sean's definitely
He's holding it down. Yeah.
Sean's got it going on.
Yeah, good for him because
Yeah.
local guy with a local business.
We're gonna try to get some boats in there, get some more people in there, and I know the guy that just recently purchased the marina
Yeah.
is kind of focusing on local boats, local
Charter
guys. He's not trying to do a big public figure out of all of it. He's trying to keep it all a local business.
That's awesome.
And so he's given a few of us that want to move back there, a good deal with
To keep it local.
to keep it local, to keep the local guys back there, make it more almost like a Venice. Almost, everybody that's been to Venice, Louisiana, has seen. How it is. It's all fishing. You got your Venice fleet. Well, we're trying to make a little Biloxi fleet.
Yeah.
Down at the boardwalk.
That's what Joe. You got Melvin Stewart in there says Coach Cates.
What's up, Melvin?
What's up, dude? How you
That was
doing?
my bud.
And
man.
Tyler Smith was on earlier. Said yo. So we got some people watching. Got some people
Tyler, I know
talking.
Tyler.
Yeah. Okay.
Tyler.
All right. And but no, you mentioned Venice. Joe Allen. We talked about that too.
I
Was
know
on-
Joe very.
Yeah, Joe was on when we was back in the old studio. Actually, Joe was the first guest I think in that studio, if I remember right.
Because there was nothing on the
I was
wall.
gonna say it looked like
It looked like he was in prison.
No,
like
like
we were
a-
doing this like in a concentration camp.
like a hostage video from the Taliban. That's what it looked like. We had him in here. But no, so Joe mentioned the same thing talking about Venice, Louisiana. Venice, he made the comparison about how he wants Biloxi to look or be as far as the fishing community is. When he's running tuna trips out of Biloxi, a lot of the flack or questions he got was, why would you go book a tuna trip out of Biloxi versus going to Venice where it's a lot shorter run? Joe made a good point, which is kind of what I think you're touching on, is that you got a lot more shit to do when you stay in Biloxi, Mississippi. You got a lot more amenities, and you can still get to the fish with the type of boats that y'all are running. Is that right?
Absolutely. We can do everything they're doing down there. Now, granted, you got another extra hour to run, or granted, you got an extra hour to get home.
But they got that river too. A lot of people
They
don't
got
think
that river. They got to go
gotta
down.
do
Same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
But the stuff we had in Venice, you ain't got nothing. I mean,
No, it's the end
you
of the
can
world.
sit around a
It's the
fire
end
and
of the
bullshit
world.
like me and you
Yeah.
are right now, and
Yeah.
have a couple drinks, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's
Right.
a great time.
Right.
But here we got casinos, we got restaurants, we got nightlife in Ocean Springs, nightlife in Biloxi.
It might
We
be a
got the
little
whole-
easier to talk the wife into. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Biloxi
that's
than
the big
Venice.
thing.
Hey,
No doubt.
You
No doubt.
stay at the spa all day. We about to go fishing. We'll be back in about daylight. That's a lot easier than you sit in the condo all day. Wait
now
for
you're
us to get
busy.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't going
Down in Venice, Louisiana, with the
Yeah.
gnats eating your ass off.
What's up? What's up, Kristen? In the comments, she says, "Hey, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate it."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, dude. So that's cool, man. That's another amenity I feel like, or something that the city of Biloxi, Mississippi Gulf Coast can promote, is the type of boats that y'all are running right out of the marina right there. It's just another attraction, another reason to come down here and hang out.
Absolutely. No, even with like the younger kids, that the families that have you got Big Play Fun Center down there. You got the go-kart rides they're doing, Margaritaville with their arcade and everything. I mean, there's so much to do.
Yeah.
It's worth an extra hour or two on your trip, I believe, in my opinion.
And like you mentioned, comfort though in a trip, right? You ain't running a 14-foot.
No, it ain't like we're riding in a little boat with a tiller handle. I mean, don't get me. I'm not hating on that by no means. I love them. I run around Chandelier all day long. But
when you run a couple hours, you want to be
you
in a bean
run
bag.
2-3 hours. You want to be in a beanbag, kickback, radio blaring in your ear, not getting wet. You're good and dry. You're running 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're good.
You sitting back there. They can drink their beer. They can do whatever they got to do.
Man, 2 or 3 hours later, we fishing.
2 or 3 hours
come back
later,
in.
we fishing for 8-10 hours. We turn around, we come right back and pull up to Galatz, go upstairs, drink a bushwhacker, order some good food, crab legs, fried oysters, whatever you.
I'm ready to do that. Right, let's go right now.
Royal Reds, whatever you want. We sit up there, we have some beers together, and you get a more of a personal relationship in a way with your customers. I think, from what I experienced, my little bit of time doing this and getting started, is the personal relationships you build with your customers. It's just so simple, like me and you are doing right now. You walk up, have a drink with you guys up there after 6, 8, 10, 12 hours on the water, and you grow.
It's like you say, you get to know your customers, and it's more than just a business transaction. Like,
exactly, it's
more
of a friendship. No doubt. I mean, I've been invited on hunting trips this year. I've been invited duck hunt. I've been invited deer hunting in North Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia.
Yeah.
Now, sadly, I wasn't able to make many because
you was fishing.
I'm still working and I'm still fishing. But one day
Now,
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna take somebody up on that.
When you get that, you're creatures of habit. When you get that good experience, you're not going to go hunt anybody else down. You're going to go right back to the same
doesn't
place.
matter.
you were.
Hospitality is the biggest thing, no
absolutely.
doubt. And I'm learning. I'm learning a lot, no doubt. I mean, I've failed on a few, no doubt. Everybody does.
Absolutely.
You'd be, but I'd call you a liar if you said you did everything perfect right out the gate.
No, I can promise you, I might be good, but I ain't perfect.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah, no, I mean, our buddy Dustin, who helped us get set up tonight, which thank you, Dustin. So I know he's watching right now.
Yep.
He posted here in the comments section, how much is it for a day's charter? I'm sure that varies depending on what kind of charter you want, right?
Y'all probably do half trips, whole trips.
It
stuff
does.
Like that.
It depends. Right now, from February till mid-April, end of April even, tuna fishing is the biggest thing we're doing right now for yellowfin tuna. They come in a little closer. We get to catch more of our what we call jumbo fish, the bigger
Right.
tuna. So it's a little bit shorter run, and everything we're doing is 1,800 plus fuel for all tuna trips all year round.
Now, how many people can be on the boat?
I can take up to 6 passengers.
Okay, so that's, I mean, realize that you can split that. That ain't got to come.
You
one
split that
person.
between 6 people.
Yeah.
It's really not bad,
No.
especially you coming from out of town. You don't get to do it, but once every
That's
5
it.
years or once every year even.
Was fuel in that, or do you
Is
said no?
it?
I didn't hear you.
Fuel's separate.
Okay.
They customer pays for fuel, which
Varies on the price.
it varies
of
depending on the
gasoline,
price of
obviously.
fuel. But I mean,
it's
you
obviously
look
going
at
to go up a ton now.
it
first.
sounds like it is, but yeah, hey, we can only hope it don't.
yeah, it already
But,
And I guess it varies on conditions too. If it's slick, you burn a little
if it's
less.
slick, you burn a little less fuel. If it's rough, I mean, just know it's going to take you a little longer. You got to slow it down, bog the boat down a little bit. You may burn 10 gallons an hour versus burning 20 gallons.
But you
don't know.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Because it's a damn good time and
It's
worth
a
the
good
money,
time.
you know
We
what I'm
crank the music up.
Yeah.
I let my customers hook up to the radio. They play whatever they want, whether it sucks or it don't. I mean, I don't mind. It don't matter.
Do you ever get any ones that play like some just terrible shit?
I had one.
Come on, tell me about that now. I would be so damn miserable if they were playing like just some trash music all day long.
I'll tell you what happened to me recently. Last month, everybody probably knows who he is. Daryl Mitchell. I don't remember what they from NCIS.
I saw that. Yeah.
Celebrity, little celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
in a
you
way,
big money now.
Yeah. I took Daryl Mitchell and his 3 kids out on a trip, and we fished the bay. We caught sheephead. We caught some trout. Just a little short trip, easy trip.
Right.
And man, I told his son. I think his son was in his 20s. I said, "Man, hook your phone to the radio, play what you want to." And I was kind of scared. I was like, "Man, I don't know what this guy's gonna play." We jammed out to Tupac. Big and small,
okay.
Everything you could think of. I mean, just
I thought this was a bad story.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Okay.
bad. I was like, but I've had a couple jazz players and sax, which is fine. I love old country. I love rap. I love rock.
Oh,
I
dude.
love oldies.
Yeah.
I listen to Elvis.
We all grew up on that shit.
The Four
doubt.
Seasons. My grandpa raised me. I mean, I remember as a kid sitting over there listening to
Soul.
oldies,
Soul.
soul. I mean, whatever, 50s, 60s, 70s. It didn't matter. But I got a feel for it all. But
Clarence,
there has been a couple bad ones.
Clarence Seymour says, "Damn, Weaver, it's getting deep."
Tell Steve-O to relax.
Yeah, he's all right.
Now look, I want to go back on a point I was thinking about earlier that we mentioned already. So you're only 22 years old now. Me and Joey's just about 2 years older than you. We only about
26.
We just a little bit
About
older.
26.
by,
Yeah, right.
by a lot. Okay. But how does people shit on the millennials and kids your age and shit? I know some 22-year-olds. I know some 32-year-olds that can't tie their shoelaces. I don't believe, much less run a charter boat business. So I mean, have you always had your shit together like that? Or I mean, talk to me.
I wouldn't say I've always had my shit together. I've been through some definite major
Ups and
fuck
downs.
ups. Oh, ain't no doubt. Ups and downs is a better way to put it. But
Yeah.
yeah. No. My dad was on my ass when I was young. I mean, I had to work. Don't get me wrong. He helped me. He gave me a job.
Right.
He gave me an opportunity to do what I wanted. But there was never, if I didn't work for it, it wasn't being. He goes, let me give you this.
But you said you had a good mentor going into the business, right? How did you learn like the nuts and bolts of this is a loan, this is what it costs, this is
that was my dad.
A lot of money.
That was my dad, 100%. And I ask him questions even now.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything when I turned 18 years old. For some goofy fucking reason, I wanted a set of tires and rims on this truck.
Because everybody did. I had seven when I was 18. Dude.
I was
That's
like,
normal.
Well, I went to my dad. He's like, go get a loan. It's like $3,000.
Dude, my mom told me the same thing. She worked at a bank though, so
Yeah.
same shit to
Well,
build
that's-
credit,
that's
right?
even
To build
better.
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he said, go get a loan, build some credit. And I got a loan. I paid it off a couple of years, 2-3 years, whatever it was. And anyway, if it wasn't for my dad, no doubt I wouldn't have anything that I have now. There wouldn't be but he's taught me a lot of ways. Now, I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the best financial person in the world, but I am
You're
learning.
smart enough to know to go talk to people now.
I'm smart enough to know to at least ask, especially my dad. Hey, look, you've made it here. How the hell do I get there?
Yeah,
That's right.
What do
That's
I
right.
need to do? I don't necessarily want to do the same things he's done, but I got dreams too. Yeah, I'm
Right.
chasing my
Absolutely.
dreams along with chasing his dreams and chasing the dream we have together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to
That-
learn from
that was
somebody. We might as well do it from somebody who's already been there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no doubt.
We got big money Phil Cron. We already mentioned you once, Phil, on the podcast earlier at the beginning. We was going to do some high level shit on the podcast tonight, but he said it's 300 a head. He already did the math. He said he's a mathematician, but he also has a calculator on his phone. So that was a little earlier in the comments, but
So we're getting to your boat on Brittany Avenue. What do we bring with us as far as charter? What are we doing?
I include everything. The only thing you need is food, drinks, and whatever else special you feel like you need to bring with you that day. As far as me, I'm pretty open to what you bring on my boat. I mean, as long as you're not
Bananas?
obviously
Right.
No,
No
bananas.
bananas?
I don't no bananas. No bananas. They will go overboard as soon
no
as we
doubt.
leave that marina. I promise. But I mean, I've got rods, reels, tackle, bait. Top of the line stuff. There's no. I don't half-ass anything.
no middle of the mall shit.
Right.
No middle of the mall shit.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
No middle of the mall shit here, dude.
But
Now, that big wrap you got, man. You got some sponsors on there, right? Who you
I
got? going
do.
on with
I
you?
got. They're not in the picture yet. Obviously, I just got the boat back yesterday, but they'll be on next week. Mike and Roy up at Hull and Hitch were very, very
Good
big
guys.
help to me,
Yeah.
man. They're a very
Yeah.
good sponsor. So y'all definitely shout
Go
them
check
out,
them
and
out,
check
yeah.
them out. and
Right
see
over
what
there,
they can do.
right over there in
D'Iberville,
D'Iberville.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Central. It's still Central, I
I
believe.
think it is.
Where they're at. Everybody knows right there by the old what was it, a Walgreens?
They got
Y'all
the
know where they're at. Look 'em
Enterprise
up.
right
Yeah,
there,
look 'em up.
Walgreens, propane play.
Yeah,
They
know.
got all
awesome.
kind of shit in there.
But I got them. Sean Galat, obviously, we've already talked about up at Galat Seafood Restaurant. Great food, great drinks, great bartender, pretty too. Everybody knows that.
It's always a
Go up,
plus.
get a drink. Let me think here. Sean Desport down at Desport Seafood Factory. They got cold beer in there. Good fried po' boy.
Choo.
Good
We did a
trim
show
bone.
there.
Yeah, we
did a
did.
show
Go
there.
in and eat.
Yeah.
They got good prices on their seafood. As far as they got crawfish, shrimp, crab legs, any fish you can think of. Whatever.
Dude, you know
may
how
want.
we talk. My dad talks about this all the time. Like we don't realize just how spoiled we are to have
have
cheap
it?
seafood.
Oh, you ain't-
relatively compared to everything else, cheap seafood and just abundance just here at all times. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like what you talking
Oh,
about.
we got it made. I went a little vacation to Tennessee. They didn't
don't
know,
have
they didn't know
none.
the hell a snapper
Terrible.
was up there.
Nah.
I was like,
They'll sell you some tilapia
Yeah.
if you want it.
we got a buddy, a good buddy of ours, Brandon Sherman, and he's
Yeah.
from here, and he travels a lot. He goes all over the place, and anytime he goes to a
He's
city
important.
where they have, he's bored. Anytime he goes to a city where they have a crawfish boil, he'll text us. He'll be like, "Hey, I was in Vegas, and this restaurant had crawfish," or somewhere else, and it's usually from somebody from Louisiana that transplanted over there.
Yeah.
But I get nervous because I'm like, I don't want everybody else to know about that shit because then the prices go up if they
Right.
start trying to
Yeah.
export them. You know?
They're terrible. Don't eat them.
Yeah, don't eat them. They suck, man. They
Yeah,
ain't good. Don't touch them.
Like shrimp, they're terrible.
yeah, don't eat them.
Don't touch them. Don't touch them.
No.
But I got some more photos here. You mentioned it earlier about trying to catch the. You said right now is the time for tuna.
Right now is the
boys?
best time of the year for the big tuna.
All right, I'm gonna throw just a photo you told me to put on here. So
Okay.
we're gonna flash.
What are y'all
that
doing right
there.
now? Y'all behind the
That's
boat?
a stud right there.
Chunking? What are y'all
We're
doing?
chunking on the lump. We got a
Yeah.
little salt dome we fish. It goes, from about 350 foot of water up to about 190, 200 foot.
That's a beast of
And,
a. At least it looks in the
That's
photo.
a good one.
That's a good one.
What was that one?
If that's the one I'm thinking you got on there, I think it was probably about 140, 150 pounds.
Okay.
Actually, Sean Galat from Galat's was with me when we caught that fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's last year's picture, but
Yeah. It's a stud.
absolutely.
So when
Yeah.
winter comes around, you're targeting tuna, wahoo.
Tuna and wahoo's about the best we do all winter. Sheep's head fish. If you want to do an inshore trip, sheep's head fishing is great. Especially January, February, into March.
Now I heard there were some
Um,
guys that had a sheep's head tournament last October. Matter of fact, it was called the Sheep's Head Showdown.
Yeah, I've
it was
heard
at
of
the
it.
Blind Tiger in
I've heard
Biloxi.
of it.
Pretty good turnout for the middle of COVID in the first year tournament. I don't remember exactly who put that on, but that'll be coming back this year. So don't be on the lookout, right?
Stay tuned.
Y'all know how to pull them in the boat?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
when summer comes back around, what do you do on that boat? Do you do wading? What do you do? Trout, redfish?
I personally love running my wade fishing trips. You know, it gets a relaxing day. You get to fish with your customers as far as rod and reel in hand. You get to walk down the beach with them. You
Yeah.
get to,
Out of the boat.
out of the boat kind of fishing. But it ain't often you get some, but it is enjoyable when you get them. The biggest thing in summertime, especially May, June, and into July, depending on how the state gives us our season,
Yeah.
is snapper fishing, red snapper, and you've got some.
I'm glad you
pictures and
brought it
stuff
up.
on
We're
there.
fixing to get into that. Yeah, let me
Yeah.
flash that photo real quick. I got it right here. Boom. So that's one we picked out. That's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one. We had some more. No, that's the only one I pulled on there. But yeah, you can see. I mean, people know what the snapper around here look like. That's a good one. But what's the we're going to talk about the season and the jazz about that?
I don't think it really matters. I mean, it's not up to any of us. It's
None
just,
of us
not.
can
Yeah.
control it. The Gulf Council makes their decision in April, and we get what we get.
Right.
Now you can get some federal, and I almost went through with it and got
the federal
a
permit.
set of federal reef fish and pelagic
Yeah.
permits this year. They put NOAA, the feds, NOAA put some stipulations on it this year with that I didn't agree with, and I just, I backed out on the whole deal, and it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
But
Is that to
everybody's got their own opinion.
is that
Everybody does
to
something
create
different,
your reef? Is that what you're talking about? Or
No,
no, it's
they
just-
sell-
but so I don't want you to take my word, because I don't say I'm 100%
on everything?
on
Yeah,
everything
that's
that
fine.
I'm fixing to say.
That's
but
fine.
I give you the best knowledge I know about it.
Okay.
As far as having a set of reef fish and pelagic permits, and when it comes to snapper season, they give you, no matter what, I believe, you kind of get like 60 or 90 days, whatever it is. So if the
Right.
state only gives you May, or half of May, half of June, say you get 30 days. The state guys like me, state for hire boats, get 30
Right.
days. Or whatever it may be. I don't know. Like I said,
Mhm.
don't take my word for anything I'm saying. But it gives you some extra time. You get to catch some extra fish.
Yeah.
You're going to make some money. This year they changed a few things. They want you to log a lot of stuff that you're doing. They want to know what you make, and they want to know where you're going, et cetera.
And you got to wear a mask.
Yeah, and
you gotta wear a
you might as
mask.
well wear a
Yes.
mask.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
They just passed a law saying that charter boat fishermen captains have to wear a mask.
Thanks,
They're
Fauci.
not going to like me because I ain't wearing a mask. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I said, what in the world? But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
But
I had to throw that in.
no. I mean, but that's about all I know. Like I said, I don't want to get into detail because I really
Yeah.
don't know the details. I'm not very educated on it. I've never owned a set, but I'm just going off.
It gives you a few more extra days.
It gives you a little extra. But
Yeah.
for me, I mean, in the summertime, I've got the boat. We can go catch mangrove snapper. I can go catch a boat full of 20, 40 mangrove
Right.
snapper.
That's
Depending on, and it's the same damn thing. I mean, what
Mangroves
that's-
eat better than reds. In my
I prefer
opinion.
to eat mangrove snapper over red.
I just kind of wondered. I always wondered how the snapper became kind of like the hot ticket item. I guess maybe at first because they were so plentiful and you could catch them easy and they're a
Yeah.
fun fight
That-
and they do taste great.
They're all over the place now. It's the counting. It's the number system. You're trying to count something that's underneath the water. I mean, how are you going to get a correct?
How the hell you get
well,
an
I
accurate
guess they go by
answer on that?
harvest, right? You're supposed to
Yeah.
turn on your numbers and all
But
this.
how
jazz.
many people actually? I mean, the charter boat guys and probably 50% of the guys who do what they're supposed to do are going to turn it just tails and scales. But you still got 50% that's going to say, I call
You
it
can
zero.
get on that
red,
app and go bloop. I didn't
no
catch
red
it.
snapper, zero
And you're
red
done.
snapper. Yeah, you
I don't
what I'm
know how they keep up with that, and I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with whatever they're doing, but I will say I don't agree 100% because I don't feel like it's a very accurate.
No,
Right.
Maybe
Maybe it's one of them deals there where they're trying to do the best they can with the
Yeah.
technology they have. I don't know.
I mean back in the day,
I
you
don't
used to
either.
go out
That's
there.
not. I don't.
You
I
catch
don't
for a
do that.
person back in the day, and then you could run amberjack, and then you can run grouper all in the same
But
season, and you can get a pretty decent haul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
Now it's like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, going back to like what we said earlier about like mangrove and stuff. Like, there's other stuff out there to catch that tastes just as good, if not and or better. So it's, a lot of people like to get hot and bothered about it. I've gotten pissed off about it a few times, and you do the math on it. You're like, man, you can how's the limit? How many days? I'm not even doing it, because then it's when it's like what's a half a day season. Everybody's out there on the same spot at the same time. And it's like,
I think the smaller boats are usually the ones that get upset for it. When you got a boat, their size,
right?
Even those 2 to 3 days where we can't get out to the snapper grounds in our little bay boats, they can still get out there comfortably and catch fish.
Yeah.
So it's the little guys in the bay boats like us who are complaining about it that we can't get, because weather's 90% of it. Just like any cobia tournament or any snapper season there is, weather's going to take a good portion of it away from it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got a small boat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
yeah. That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. I don't know. Anyway, that's we touched on it.
Yeah, we just want to tiptoe around that.
They get the hint.
Yeah. Did you wanted to? You said you wanted to shout out your social media person that runs your stuff, because we talk about that a pretty good bit on the other podcast, but on this one too, it's the same deal, man. If you're running a small business, no matter what it is, social media is like extremely important nowadays.
Hey, it's a big thing.
And we were talking a little bit before we went live. Like you said, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But again, going back to like what we said earlier, you're smart enough to know to get somebody to do it, right?
I'm smart enough to know to let her do it.
For
sure.
So who does it? Who's running
her?
Yeah, Addison Wade. She's probably watching the whole deal right now. At least I hope she is.
Yeah.
Because most of this is on her. She's the one that's got us to where we're at now. But
right.
Where we're still growing, but she keeps on her toes with all that stuff. So Instagram, Facebook,
and you're at SE Sportfishing Biloxi. I got it flashed on the screen right now, so people that are watching, they can see it, and people that are listening to this on the replay, you can hear it. So anything on Facebook or Instagram, just type it in, SE Sportfishing Biloxi,
yes,
and you can check them out. You got all kind of photos on there, like from all the trips that you've done, the fish that you've caught, all the stuff you've been exposed to while running this business, right?
Yes, sir. And then Addison's every day she's posted something new, exciting, whether it's the boat, whether it's fishing, whether it's maintenance, whether it's
because all that shit's interesting to people, man.
A pretty girl, a guy drinking a beer in the sunset. There's something to look at.
Now, right. Do you have somebody on the boat doing that, or is that you on your cell phone popping photos?
Most of that's me, and I'm a horrible picture taker, so I apologize. But we are going to work on that a little more. She's trying to teach me what I need to do here to take a little better pictures. But like I said, if it wasn't for her and all her skills,
she's in the comments. She said she's watching. That's her. She's in there. Yeah.
Who you running? You got deckhands when you run out those big trips?
I do. Chris Denton and Sammy Goff are my two number ones. But you never know what you have to find somebody here and there. Scotty Reed fishes with me sometimes. Alec Newton's a big one, fish with me sometimes. Whoever's available.
Next man up.
Some folks want to go. Hey, man, take me on a trip. Okay, well, let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
that's awesome, man. That's so from starting right now, you go tuna to trout to probably snapper, depending on what it is.
Tuna and trout fishing right now. I mean, this time, I say right now, this time of year, give or take a couple of weeks, free fishing Freemason and Chandelier, and from my experiences, when I catch the biggest trout of the year.
Right.
Best time for the big trout. Now, you may not go catch a stringer full, but you may go catch a dozen. I mean, just fine quality trout.
Yeah.
Right.
And it makes the hell of a day. Me personally, I'd rather catch quality over quantity. That's just me.
Yeah.
But
you sound like the Speckled Truth guys.
Yeah.
Big shout out to them. Go look them up.
They do. They catch gigantic trout.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. I keep up with them on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And but tuna fish is definitely the number one thing, from now until about April and May, then we start snapper fishing. And I mean, and we get a lot of, our tourist clientele that want to come in. A lot of folks, they get thrilled over catching a shark. They want to catch a shark. You ain't never seen a shark.
We did a whole video on it.
I support it. I mean, let's go shark fishing.
Yeah.
Let's go catch Jack. Just give them something to tug on. I mean, the tug's the drug, man, for a lot of these people.
I like that. I ain't never heard that.
They love it. Yeah. I mean, they like that. That come from actually Sammy Goff,
from a lot of
my mate.
Was he talking about fishing?
Yeah. I don't know what we was talking. It might have been midnight in a bar. I don't know,
but it worked the next day.
It worked the next day. It sounded good. It clicked, but
Awesome.
Mr. Patrick Quave's in the comments, man, and he's saying, "Nice studio, guys. We appreciate you checking us out, Mr. Patrick." And this is the first iteration of it. This was shoot from the hip. We was ready to get back in it, and we are proud of it.
We're gonna have Mr. Patrick on too. He's
Yeah.
Gigolo Jigs, man. He makes some good cobia jigs.
That's who I need to
jigs.
talk to.
Yeah.
That's the man
Yeah.
you need to talk to right there. I got
Yeah,
a
he
Apollo
might-
in my house
Yep.
too.
Yeah, we might have
Damn,
to
I
go
know
get
where
some-
I'm going. What you doing? Like you
makes
cooking
some-
or
yeah,
what?
Come on over, man. For
Yeah,
sure.
I hear you. So I know one thing. We've been in it here for a little bit, and we'll kind of wrap things up. But what is what's the goal for you moving forward with the business? So where you're at now, like what's the plans for what you got going on moving forward?
Honestly, I've got a lot of different. Of course, you lay in bed at night thinking, "Man, I'd love to do this. Man, I'd love to do that." And I laid in bed for a year and a half thinking, "Man, I'd love to do what I'm doing now." And now I'm here, and I'm like, just feel like, what the hell? I got a boat. I take people fishing. They enjoy it. But the thing is, a lot of these customers come in that don't see us, me, you, and you. We've seen this our whole life.
Right.
You go out and watch a sunset, drinking a nice whiskey drink, coming in from 100 miles with a couple big yellowfin in a box. People don't.
They don't get that
Everybody,
feeling.
they don't get to see that.
It goes back to earlier about the
And
seafood thing that we kind of take for granted.
We take
it's
it
just-
all for granted.
It's normal for us because it's normal. But
Yeah.
like you said, somebody coming from,
Iowa.
the states better than I do that they're
Yeah.
coming from.
No doubt.
They're looking at this like, holy shit,
And-
what's going on?
One trip, riding home, they got salt stuck on their face. It was rough that morning on the way out, slick on the way back. Got the tunes cranked up.
Coming
listening to
under your
Kenny
train,
Chesney
yeah.
running.
Look,
They might have
You
seen some marine life that they've never seen
You
before.
got dolphins in your wake. You see some. I'm just throwing shit out there. Jellyfish.
yeah.
Turtles, sea turtles, or
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't
they
know
have.
how Joey, y'all saw a damn whale. You
We
got
saw
on
a whale,
video,
yeah, I got a whale.
That's,
Yeah.
that's out there, but I mean,
You,
They're there.
were you on it? No, you weren't on there. But me and Devin's fished before, but I don't think he was on that trip. But we saw a whale out there, big old whale. Yeah.
so you've been fishing with him since he was.
I
We
think the
fished
first
together
time,
when I was like 16
yeah,
years
Devin was
old.
about
I think.
16. Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
hopefully,
were
he
young.
didn't,
Long
hopefully
time.
he didn't pick up any of his bad habits.
No.
Trust me.
How many beers do you drink?
yeah. Joey drinks a lot when he fishes. Yeah. He ain't driving, but
That's it.
but yeah. So moving forward, yeah, we kind of got off track. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but I really don't at this moment in time. Obviously you plan to grow. You don't plan to go backwards. You plan to go forward.
Right.
Correct.
I still plan to continue with my family's business, but I also plan to grow my own business. And I want to look in the mirror every night and go, man, you did this on your own. You grew this. I want to upgrade boats. Obviously, we want to get to a bigger vessel one day. We'd love to be running a 42 Yellowfin. I'd love to be running a 47 Freeman one day. It's just, but you just have me, Joe, and shout out to Trey Cherry with Decked Out Sport Fishing that just started doing the same thing here in Biloxi. We're
Yeah,
only
we gotta
three
get him
guys.
on.
Small
Huh?
fleet. Yeah.
We're the only three guys that started doing this now.
Yeah.
And we're the only three guys in Biloxi running as far as tuna fishing
trips.
and blue water fishing.
Yeah.
And I hope it grows. That's the plans to grow, to
Obviously-
improve and maybe get a captain, or maybe if I'm lucky enough and, that's God's plan, I'm going to be running the boat myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know
Yeah.
what tomorrow's going to do for you, but I didn't think I'd be here at 22 years old. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
There you go. Obviously, you're keeping the business going though, so it's doing.
Oh, no,
it's
no,
doing.
no.
It's doing
It's
that.
going. It's
you know?
definitely going forward.
I
It
think
ain't going backwards.
To me, that's
for sure.
a pretty damn big achievement coming out of Biloxi, because I remember when I first heard people talking about what Joe was doing, and even myself, I'm thinking, damn, why would you do that in
Yeah.
Biloxi? The same
It was a
questions
weird
I'm sure
concept.
everybody has.
You know how many people told me that's the stupidest thing
Weird
you could ever do?
concept.
Stupidest
Yeah.
thing. It's like, man, I may be, and if it is, that's great.
But
And I
when
was
we-
like, but when I went to sleep last night, this is what I dreamed of all night long. Whether I'm catching sheephead, whether I'm catching trout, I got a fine boat for where I'm at.
Yeah.
Running these trips, 3
Yeah.
motors. I'm running
Yeah.
tuna fishing. It's just me and Joe, and Trey's coming in. He'll have his boat done here soon, and it'll just be the three of us. You got to
That's a
start
fleet.
somewhere,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to step
That's
up
how
and
the
try to
Venice
do it.
guys
And here we
start-
are.
That's how the Venice guys got started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the same way.
And so is going full time with it. That's where you want to head though, like where that's your main.
I would
focus?
love for the boat to be full time.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would
Yeah, yeah,
love for the boat and the business to be full time.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
And you can still work with your family.
And I
hire
can say I can
somebody
still
on,
work
yeah.
with my family, and I can run what I want. as you know, I hope to be somewhere where I can bounce together back and forth. And if something fails one way or the other, of course,
got something to fall back on.
You got something to fall back on. You never know. Like I said, if that's God's plan for me to end up running a boat full time, doing a thing that's
not the worst job in the world.
Listening to Kenny Chesney every evening, drinking one of these.
Not the worst job in the world.
Did we say it yet? How long you've been in business? I don't remember if we started out with that or not.
Last year was my first year. I started in May of last year, so this is my second year going.
Yeah.
Which, it does scare some people. They're like, man, this guy, but.
No, I don't agree with that. I mean, maybe they think that obviously, but
people that don't know,
right,
which is understandable. I'm not down on that at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like I said, 3-4 years old, I remember, being on the boat, going to Horn Island, stuff like that. Me and you see each other out there all the time.
Yeah.
But, I remember 8 years old fishing with Daddy, from so on and so forth.
Dude, I love it, bro. That's great.
No doubt.
That's great. We shouted out the social stuff. I'll put it up on the screen again real quick to make sure everybody finds you, man. Everybody that's listening, please go check them out. That's SE Sport Fishing at SE Sport Fishing Biloxi. It's on Facebook and it's on Instagram. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you wanted to shout out, man? We don't want to leave anything out. I feel like it's been a good.
I don't think so. I think
good combo, man.
I'm at the family liquor store we got. That's a good sponsor for us. Pirates Liquors on Pops Ferry Road, right across the street from Cook's Gun Shop. My aunt, my dad.
Okay, that's you. I know right what you're talking about.
Yep, right there by Little Caesars.
Yep.
And it used to be the Anytime Fitness Gym's gone now.
Yep.
Right there.
Still got the.
Anybody needs some booze, y'all go by and tell them y'all heard it from me.
Still got
right.
They still got the obstacle course in the backyard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. You need a run.
Look at small, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. They got a good bourbon selection over there.
We can get everything.
That's where the name came from, Brownwater.
Yeah.
So.
But a good word in
I
for
did
it.
not know that.
That's
catchy. I did not know that.
Yeah, Brownwater for liquor.
Took a minute to click.
For the Gulf.
The Gulf of Mexico is Brownwater.
Yeah,
whiskey.
ain't no doubt about that. And whiskey.
That's it.
Good. I'm going to come hang out with y'all more often.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. Look, we appreciate you taking the time to come in here and I guess pop the cherry on the new studio and hang out with us, man. Dude, we appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I appreciate y'all having me for sure. I greatly appreciate. Joey definitely sent me a text. I was like, man, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I don't especially, but realize I guess some people they're like here, like, what are we doing? What is this? What the hell's going on? Video. And it's like, I guess, it could be intimidating, I guess, a little bit, but, people that are listening, people that are watching, if you got a business, we don't care where you're from,
we don't care.
Especially if you're local, come in and hang out with us. All it is a damn conversation, hanging out, sipping on whatever, you pick your poison.
Whatever you want.
That's right. We got these little Brownwater.
I do got my hug, I am representing right there.
Yeah. So, again, thank you so much for coming, hanging out with us tonight. And for all the people that tuned in, that made comments, we appreciate that.
Yep.
We got the koozies and stuff on our website, brownwaterbanter.com. You can check that out, grab you some. You see the candles we got sitting here. That's from Dirty Joe's Candle Company. They're a local company out of Bay St. Louis. We're going to have him on the show coming up. What does that say, Joey, on the front? The smell is driftwood.
Driftwood.
Those things are legit. If you want one of those, pick it up. Things like $15 on the website. And then I'll flash back over here. We got the hats chilling right there, man, the official Brownwater hat. So if you like the show and you want to support, we'd appreciate it. Go on there, check it out, grab one, whatever you think you like. Again, we just appreciate y'all checking us out. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next episode. Episode 70 be the next one.
Damn, I was 69. That's right.
He told you that. Yep. All right, man. Y'all have a good night.